Hopefully you guys can hear me. I'm getting ready to go live here from Tampa Joe's. USF versus Miami. I know you can hear me. I'm ready to go. What about you? Let's do this.
USF, 8 plays covered, 87 yards, 2 minutes, 25 seconds to end with a 20-yard field goal.
So that's how you start off the show. Welcome to the evolution of Sports Talk Television here, live from Tampa Joe's 9316 Anderson Road in Tampa. I'm your host, Peter Blake, getting you ready for USF Bulls action versus the Miami Hurricanes, the number 18th ranked USF Bulls. Yeah! The upset over the Florida Gators. Happy Saturday. Once again, I'm your host, Peter Blake, your Rolex reporter. How do we start off the show? As you know them, you love them, you gotta have them. Bring the passion, bring your excitement. Just don't bring any nonsense. Open phone lines, Bulls fans, as we get you ready for, once again, Bulls versus the Miami Hurricanes coming up here at 4:30 on the CW. Both teams coming in, of course, at 2-0. The surprising, the national darlings, if you will, the USF Bulls, an upset over the Florida Gators, 18-16. Nico Gramatica with the honors. So we will take your phone calls. As always, we will talk some Bucks. If you want to talk some Bucks, but definitely want to focus on the USF Bulls today. If you're trying to look for a place Bulls fans to come to, it's right here at Tampa Joe's. And, you know, it's funny because I'm talking to the owner, Steve Harrington. I'm talking to Brennan, the general manager here, and I say Tampa Bay Joe's. And they say it's Tampa Joe's. And I say, when I get done with this broadcast, when we do what we do here, which is the evolution of Sports Talk Television, and if you don't know what that means, it's a cross between a TV and radio show. When I get done with this, we'll have all of Tampa Bay coming out to this establishment, having some great food right now. You know that I'm always around some great food right there. Some quesadillas, some wings, great food, drink specials. So we'll talk to the waitress here. We'll talk to the establishment themselves. We're doing some giveaways today, giving away not only the Bulls tickets. You got this big noon Saturday football right here. Sunday night football. And, of course, we'll be back here on Monday night for your watch party, your away watch parties when it comes to your Tampa Bay Buccaneers as they face the Houston Texans. But once again, in the Tampa Bay area, all eyes will be on, of course, the USF Bulls versus the Miami Hurricanes. Once again, number 18 versus number 5. We'll go out to the comments. Rick says, go Canes. I'm not going to let you get away with that. I know there's Canes fans in the area. Let's go out to Scott Broadway. Hey, Peter, what's going on, boss? How you doing?
Oh, yeah.
Let's go out to Joe Sway. Rays game is on. Great. Understand. But the Rays, I think the season, Joe Sway, is pretty much over. If you want to talk about the Rays, feel free to do that. But at this point, losing to the Chicago Cubs yesterday, losing the series versus one of the worst teams in all Major League Baseball in the Chicago White Sox. And what does Tom Brady think about that?
That's good enough to suck right there.
Exactly. Lose to a team with 90 losses for the year. It's not good. So you already ruined the mood here, Joe Sway. No TV is showing it. Oh, well. You got USF versus the Miami Hurricanes. How about that? You got the Alabama Crimson Tide. As there's plenty of Alabama fans here because there's a watch party going on. So definitely want to talk to those guys whenever they come back here and talk to me. Yo, Peter H. Blake, how are you today? I'm doing great. Again, getting ready for USF versus the Miami Hurricanes. Of course, Miami had no trouble last week with Bethune-Cookman 45-3. And, of course, the story for them, changing quarterbacks, going from Cam Ward, the number one overall pick, to the Tennessee Titans, now to Carson Beck. Tell you what, ask for phone calls, get phone calls. So we'll go out to the phone line, as it is always interactive here, no matter if we're on remote or not. Get down here to Tampa Joe's, 9316 Anderson Road in Tampa. Derek, welcome to the Evolution of Sports Talk Television here on a Saturday afternoon, getting you ready for Bulls versus the Canes. Go ahead.
Hey, brother. First off, how you doing, Peter? Hope everything's all right. Heard about your tires this weekend. Hope you got that fixed.
Well,
and first thing I want to say, as a closet Bulls fan,
a closet Bulls fan. What's a closet Bulls fan? What's the team you usually root for? Because you kind of know my history. It's Florida State, but for me, it's Tampa. It's all about Tampa. We're at Tampa Joe's. It's about loving the Tampa teams here, whether it's the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, whether it's the Tampa Bay Lightning, whether it's the Tampa Bay Rays or the Tampa Bay Rowdies. Whatever it is, we try to definitely follow. Probably not as much Rowdies, but every other team, absolutely. Even the Rays when they're out of it. So USF right now, the story of college football. I know that you're what you're saying at this point. How do you feel about it today? I know you're a Florida State fan, so how do you feel about the chances of USF upsetting, once again, another team? They upset Boise State, which was ranked at the time 34-7. Of course, they upset Florida in the Swamp 18-16. So what do you think here, Derek? Do you think USF can get it done versus the Miami Hurricanes today?
Well, as you iterated, I am a Florida State fan, but being a resident of the Tampa Bay area, as you well know, for many years, over the last few years, I have become, and I'm one of the localized guys. One, you support your community, and that's the number one thing you do when you go into a community.
Yes.
And the Bulls are there. I've supported the Bulls when they were starting to get out of their fresh about 5 or 6 years ago and starting to be more competitive. And then you got the NIL, which helped bring a little bit more talent down here as opposed to your typical schools, because money does help a little bit. And as far as going back to the last two games that they faced, I think, first off, I believe that Boise wasn't as good as they were expected to be. So I won't diminish that win that much, but they beat Boise, who was ranked. Nonetheless,
yes.
it's a top 25 win.
Listen, let's give
then
Alex Golesh. Derek.
They buzzsaw Florida, which was
Derek. Let's go ahead and give the Bulls their flowers. Let's give Alex Golesh his flowers and what he's been able to do the last 2 weeks here, because nobody thinks they can beat Boise State. When you start out the year, you look at this schedule. Boise State is ranked. Oh, it's the same old USF. No, it's not the same South Florida. It's not the same USF Bulls team, and they've shown that the last 2 weeks.
Yes, and that's what I was going to get into. When they got into Florida, they reiterated what they were doing in week one.
Yes.
Now, I'll say this much. A lot of people, there's a lot of conversation about whether they should be higher in the rankings, et cetera, et cetera. I think we had a conversation earlier in the week on your show about the appropriate ranking of them. It was either that or I might have called into the sports talk down there in Tampa. But anyways, if they come in and at minimum make this a one-score game where it comes down to the last 2 or 3 minutes on the downside of not particularly beating them, like, you as in the nation of college football have to pay attention to the USF Bulls.
Yes.
Because they might not make it to the national championship, but they're the kind of team if they're not exactly where we would like them to be as fans of the Bulls, they're going to be exactly what we need them to be. And that's the kind of team that will take the challenge and run 60 minutes all across the field and give every team a run for their money and make them earn the W. I love what they're doing. Honestly, I hate to say it, but I've got Miami winning 33-27.
Oh, you're killing me with that. Come on, you were doing so well, and then you
I want them to suck right there.
That's my
gotta
money
give me
pick.
the Tom
That's
Brady.
my money pick.
You're a Florida State fan. What are you doing to me here? You're picking
I took
Miami
the
over
points.
USF?
I took the points, but I think Miami's going to pull it away.
All right. Say, listen, let me go back to the Florida game here. We're on with Derek Stevens of The Plunder, my friend. And we got some Bucks talk today. Some good news if you're a Bucks fan, because we can mix around a little bit. Luke Gedeke is practicing. The last 2 days he hasn't practiced, so it looks like he's on target for Monday night. And again, we'll be back here for your away watch parties. Hopefully you come out sometime, and all Bucks fans out there. This is the place to be for away Bucks parties. But it definitely looks like, once again, they're going to be relatively healthy. What did you think of that Bucks performance versus the Atlanta Falcons? And what do you think about their health overall? Looks like Benjamin Morrison also will make his debut for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers on Monday Night Football versus the Texans.
Well, if you look at the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and not a lot of people that don't really follow them on a deeper level don't really realize how big that victory was last week against the Falcons. That's the exact game we lost 15, 20 times in the last 3 years.
That's the game you lose last year when the close situation there. I didn't have any doubt about the offense, but the defense did their job.
I love the grit. I love the determination. And you can look at the stat line and talk about the 2 touchdowns that Emeka had. But the fact that the kid already in game 1, week 1, knows how to read the defense, knows how to communicate that, trust his quarterback and say, I know if you put the ball there, I can go get it. He went and did it. That was phenomenal. That also, in my opinion, will help, talking about injuries, relieve Chris Godwin from having to rush back so quickly. Because we do have depth at wide receiver. Gedeke being in practice today is huge. Benjamin Morrison is huge. I also believe, hot take, Jamel Dean's on the chopping block before the trade deadline. If we get Benjamin Morrison in the game, and over the next 3 to 4 weeks, him and Parrish start to excel in their play, along with McCollum, who is excelling in his play,
right?
I really look for the Bucks to move off of Jamel Dean.
I think it's certainly possible, especially with the restructuring. Now, you got to redeem yourself here. Go ahead, pick the Bulls. Come on, give me a reason why the Bulls win this game. You can upset and shock the world here with another ranked opponent, especially the Miami Hurricanes and how talented they are. Give me a reason or a key that you could see an upset
I'll tell you what, this will be the difference in the game, in my opinion.
Okay.
The Bulls' edge pressure has been really good in the last 2 games. If they can put pressure on the quarterback and get 3 or more sacks, I think they win.
All right. I like it. I like it a lot. I think they definitely need to get more pressure. There was a statistic out there. It was broken down, I think, by Pro Football Focus to where they only have got pressure on Lagway, DJ Lagway, 3 times without bringing the blitz. So you would like them to get, that 4-man pressure on Carson Beck. If you can force him into it's like any other quarterback. It's just like Monday night with the Bucks. You want to get pressure on C.J. Stroud. You want to get pressure on Carson Beck. That's how you do it. Because if you don't, then he has a game like he had last week. Bethune-Cookman, a cupcake, but still 22 of 24. 267, a pair of touchdowns there, the former Georgia quarterback. I tell you what, Derek, thanks a lot for the call, man. We'll see you here on the Evolution of Sports Talk Television, all right?
Take care. Go Bucks.
All right. Go Bulls and go Bucks. Absolutely. Let's go out to the heel mark, I believe, from Wisconsin. Frankie, welcome to the Evolution of Sports Talk Television, live here from Tampa Joe's, as we're talking college football today. USF playing the Miami Hurricanes, also some Bucks talk. Alabama fans in the house saying roll tide, as they're rolling right now all over Wisconsin. Last check, 38-14. So what's on your mind tonight, or what's on your mind today? Excuse me.
Well, honestly, let's just say I could care less about them Badgers. We don't care.
Don't care. Care about the Bulls? Who's your favorite college football team?
I don't really have one, but I bounce between Ohio State and Alabama because a lot of my favorite pro players went there. So,
well, why don't you adopt the Tampa Bay team here and the USF Bulls? How about that? What do you think about that so far? 2-0.
When it comes to Florida schools, I got to go where Warren Sapp went to, and that's with the Canes.
Oh, my God. You guys are killing me.
That's great enough to suck right there.
You're killing me. You're killing me, Smalls. You're killing me. All right, go ahead. What's on your mind today?
So I was calling because of the Chris Godwin news I heard.
Okay.
Just the other day.
Okay.
We were expecting week 5, week 6, and he's already practicing, and he could be back week 3 or week 4.
I don't think he's going to be back week 3 or week 4 because the Bucs are not going to take that chance. Everything that I've heard at this point.
Either, but that's they're like,
right.
Oh, he could be showing. I'm like, no, I don't think they'll even risk it because, wait for it, I'm going to say it, and you're going to be totally shocked that I learned how to say it.
Go.
Ibuka is just
you got to say it. Emeka Ibuka.
Emeka Ibuka.
Say it 3 times and you may appear. Say
Emeka Ibuka. Emeka Ibuka. Emeka Ibuka.
Boom! There it is, right there.
Dude.
He's gonna appear on Monday night there against that Houston Texans. Oh, look at this! You got to get on camera here. Stand by, Frank. You're gonna get on camera here really quick. Let's talk about this. Get on camera there. Put those cans on there, Mr. Brennan, the general manager of Tampa Joe's. Sit down. You're on the Evolution of Sports Talk Television. Frankie, stand by here. What do we got going on? Because you know the key to my heart at this point. You got food all over the place. We got what do we got here, Brennan? And welcome to the Evolution of Sports Talk Television, my friend.
Thank you. Great having you. So that's our Southwest quesadilla.
Okay.
And then here I got our 5 wings and fries for you.
All right, 5 wings and fries. What flavor is that, by the way? It's got a little vegetables for you, Ben Cornett, because I've been told I don't eat enough vegetables, but there you go. Look at those wings, Frankie. Don't you wish you were down here at Tampa Joe's 9316 on Anderson Road here, getting you ready for USF versus the Miami Hurricanes. So real quick, Frankie, stand by. Let me talk to the general manager here. Hold up. Tell us about the food here. Tell us why it's a great place, because I already know. Great food already, great atmosphere. You have Alabama, a watch party. You have all college football fans here, and we're trying to do this Bulls thing here. You hear it in the background. They're saying Roll Tide. I love that when I had the PA system on here. So, Brendan, tell us about Tampa Joe's.
Yeah, so really everything's made fresh to scratch here. We do a lot of this stuff in-house. We got a couple of new sauces here. So that's our Flamin' Garlic Honey, and that's our signature bourbon glaze.
Love it. Look at that. Look at that. I got to show it again because it's so beautiful. And I've got to be a producer here. I wish I had somebody to look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. That's beauty right there. That's going in my stomach today here at Tampa Joe's 9316 Anderson Road in Tampa on the Evolution of Sports Talk Television. Yeah, go ahead.
Of course, yeah. And then later on today, we have our USF ticket giveaway. We're going to do it at halftime.
How about that? Let me go ahead and give the DJ horn. Because where can you go? Not only a watch party, but you win USF Bulls tickets. And right now, guys, I'm telling you, this team is hot. They could beat the Miami Hurricanes today. I think they got a great opportunity to do that. And you get tickets, a ticket giveaway to go to a Bulls game. Football's here. Koozies right there. You gave me something else here. It's right. Just like everything is all around the place here. This right here. You got to love this. SAC definitely will love to have that. So giving away Bulls tickets. Also, I heard there's a rumor. Frankie's still there. Stand by. You're also giving away Bucks tickets. Explain that out there to the webheads and the Tampa Bay sports fan why they should come to Tampa Joe's and tune in to the Evolution of Sports Talk Television.
Yeah, so every year we get a bunch of tickets for our giveaways. The only thing we do is that you got to be here, so you got to show up for the games.
Yeah.
And then around halftime we do our ticket giveaways. So we got the Bucks giveaway coming up this week. Then we got another set of Bucks tickets and another set of USF tickets. So just be on standby for those dates. We post everything on Facebook if you want to get the dates. It's the Bucks Eagles game what we got tickets for.
Yeah.
On the 28th. So come out here on the 21st. Be here for the game, for the Bucks game. And then, we're giving the tickets away.
So listen, if you can't make it out there to the game because it may be sold out, I will be there at the tailgate. Well, of course, we'll be on the post-game edition on the field at the end of it with the great JP Peterson show and collaboration. But if you can't make it out here, get out. If you can't make it out to the game, make it out to Tampa Joe's because you have an opportunity to win tickets. Of course, we'll be back on Monday night for your away watch parties here when it comes to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. What specials you got going on right now with drinks and everything like that? What's going on tonight or today here at Tampa Joe's?
Oh,
yeah, it's I don't know what it is. It's messing around with me today. Yeah.
So we got our $4 pints. We got all kinds of drink specials going on. We got, what do we else have got? Sorry, I'm not used to talking on the radio. So
you're doing good. and it's like a radio show. It's a live streaming show here. Don't be nervous. It's just an object out there. We got 365,000 viewers on Facebook the last 28 days. So don't be scared. Everybody's watching you on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and, of course, Instagram Live. You got to love it.
Yeah, but we got all kinds of great stuff. I mean, we have our new strawberry summer salad. We got a brand new T-bone that is amazing.
T-bone, whoa.
And I can't say enough about our wings, and just everything's made fresh to scratch. So it's just great stuff all around. You can't go wrong with anything off the menu. We got all kinds of pizzas and flatbreads. If you come, you got to try our steak and mushroom flatbreads. Like one of our signature dishes.
Okay.
Other than that, you got to ask our bartenders and our servers about their drink contest. They've all made signature drinks.
Nice.
So based off their names. So they're in a big contest right now to sell who can sell themselves the most.
Nice. Very nice here on the Evolution of Sports Talk Television. I'm your host, Peter Blake, along with the general manager, Brennan, talking about a great place in Tampa Joe's here and welcoming us here, having the idea and the vision to come out here and say, listen, we can do watch parties not only for college football fans, but for USF Bulls fans. So tell me, what do you think the biggest key for an upset today for the USF Bulls over the Miami Hurricanes?
Ooh, that's a tough one. See, I grew up as a Hurricanes fan, so I'm actually a diehard Hurricanes fan.
Oh, my God. Everybody's killing me today.
That's good enough to suck right there.
All right, listen. Let's talk about this now. The Miami Hurricanes, you grew up as a fan. What is your favorite Hurricane of all time?
Lately, I liked Cam Ward last year.
Right.
Ward was just amazing. I mean, he was fun to watch him scramble out of the pocket. He was able to pull off some amazing plays. I don't know if I have someone that's all time.
Everybody says Warren Sapp, of course, being a Tampa Bay Buccaneer. Yeah. Jeremy Shockey, Ed Reed. The list goes on and on. Ray Lewis.
Yeah.
The list goes on because I know this because I grew up as a Florida State fan, so that was always a rivalry, if you will, and it kind of fell by the wayside there. Miami did well last year, kind of fell off. Florida State was terrible. And then, so we'll see how it works out. And hopefully USF spoils this party and becomes not only the big three, but the big four at this point.
I think if they can pull off this win, I think they're definitely going to be a name that's being talked
You got to be
about.
top five, and maybe number one overall with the schedule you've had at this point.
It would be for them to be able to beat them right now. I mean, everyone's going to be talking about them to see what they can do this year. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know. It's a big game. It's really I don't know. Are they official rivals with them yet? I know they were talking about that, right?
Well, Miami owns the series 6-1, and last year they beat the USF Bulls 50-15. So it was not a good showing, of course. But we'll see. I think the defense has improved for the Bulls. I know it's improved. They got to get pressure on Beck. What do you think of him compared to Ward? Ward had a fantastic year last year. What do you think of this kid they got from Georgia?
So I actually haven't gotten to see him play much. I don't want to lie. I've been working here, so I haven't even gotten a chance to watch him.
Hard-working man. Your priorities are in the right place, my friend. I put you on the spot, and you did well. You came strong to the mic, dude.
Yeah.
So we appreciate you having us here. Once again, tell everybody why they should come out to Tampa Joe's. And I said Tampa Bay Joe's because we're going to try to get Tampa Bay all out here, 9316 Anderson Road. Tell them why they should come here.
Yeah, man. We got tickets giveaway. We got great food, great drinks. I mean, really, it's just the place to come out and hang out. We really want everyone just out here watching football. The idea is just to pack the place every weekend and just have it all things football. We get a giant football Sunday crowd. We get a huge Eagles crowd. But we're in Tampa, so we want to grow it a little bit. So not only have the Eagle crowd here, we want the Tampa crowd here. And the idea is just have wall-to-wall football. Last year, we threw a Super Bowl party that had, I think, something like 33,000. It was like a $40,000 day.
Wow.
Jumbotron in the parking lot. We got the ability to put a bar outside. And then we do all kinds of crazy events, from our bike night where we got over 300 bikers here every Tuesday. We got our classic car show that was going on today.
Today, I was here today, and it was madness. And again, you had the Alabama Crimson Tide. You have watch parties for other teams. It's not just the Bulls; it's also college football. Whether you like the Florida Gators, it's tough right now. Billy Napier may be on the hot seat. The Florida State Seminoles, of course, USF Bulls, Miami Hurricanes, whatever team you like, it's definitely the place to come, and we're going to make it a place to come. And you're exactly right. The classic cars all around the place. Bike night. And listen, you're doing a Super Bowl party this year. Seeing as we're a part of this, I can make this happen. Not only just a 1-camera shot, but a 2-camera shot if you have us out there for that. Trust me. We could definitely show you what the evolution of sports talk television is all about.
Yeah, we'd love to have you. It'll be a great time. I mean, like I said, we do awesome events here. It's just we can't say enough. The idea is just to keep growing it, man. We just want to make it bigger and bigger, and we've just had a lot of success with it lately. So the idea is just keep it growing, keep it going, and we need you guys to do that. We need more people from the Bay Area coming enjoying these games. We've got some stuff for the kids on the patio. We've got some games out there just to keep the kids entertained.
It's all about the kids. It's the future of our generation. It's all about the kids here at Tampa Joe's.
Oh, yeah. So we've got a little bit of something for everyone. And we've got the big dining room over there if you want it a little bit quieter. But we got the big bar and the patio.
I like
so
it.
It's a little bit of everything.
You asked me. I'm kind of like Billy Madison when I'm trying to take a shot, right? I want it to be as noisy as possible. So I don't know if you can get those Alabama Crimson Tide fans over here to get in back of me and get on this mic and get in front of that camera. But I love that. I love the college football fans. I love the Tampa Bay sports fan. I love it loud. We're not going to church today, whether it's Saturday, Sunday. It doesn't need to be, quiet like a church mouse. It needs to be loud in this place. We're going to definitely make it loud in this place. And I got a PA system over there that's real loud, about 1,200 watts for each speaker. So get ready for it, my friend.
Well, there we go. I appreciate it. No, I appreciate you guys having out. It's awesome. It's awesome being able to do stuff like this. It's just a real privilege. And, thank you to everyone in Tampa Bay. We appreciate you guys coming out, starting to join us. Join the Tampa Bay family or Tampa Joe's family. And then we've got a bunch of other sister restaurants. So come see what we're about. I guarantee you'll find something you like. And that's really all I got.
Love it, man. Appreciate it. You did well. You weren't
you.
nervous at all. You didn't stutter not one time. You came strong to the mic. You were on the evolution of sports talk television, my friend. Don't be a stranger, all right?
Of course, I will not. Enjoy those wings, guys. We got drink specials and ticket giveaways coming up.
I'm going to enjoy those wings. Nobody else is going to enjoy those wings. I'm going to enjoy those quesadillas. And whoever didn't come out here, Harry the Greek, Ray Kennedy, Travis Haley, we're expecting the media icon TJ Reeves. I'm going to enjoy all this food without you guys. Thanks a lot, Brendan. Appreciate you as always. All right. Good stuff there. Brendan, the general manager here at Tampa Joe's. Once again, 9316 Anderson Road in Tampa. We got let's go. Let's go. Right here, put those cans on. Frankie, I tell you what, stand by because we got an Alabama Crimson fight. You got to get a little bit closer now. I know you're too cool for school, but get into that mic there. I'm getting ready to eat that food after this show.
Okay.
All right. So what are you guys doing? Frankie, I tell you what, give me a call back. I'll talk to you in a minute, okay? Give me a call back, my friend. I appreciate you. All right. So we're going to hold off on the phone calls right now. Tell me what you're down here for at Tampa Joe's.
The Alabama game.
Alabama game. You guys got an Alabama watch party? Get close to that mic.
Yeah, we have an Alabama watch party here at Tampa Joe's.
Okay.
We've been here since 2011.
2011.
Yeah.
Okay.
Tampa Joe's. So
great.
Tampa Bay Crimson Tide.
Tampa Bay
Joe's is inside.
Okay.
Tampa Bay Crimson Tide country.
Can you get your guys out here to say "Roll Tide"? Can they say it real quick? Can they get in front of the camera? Are they scared of that camera? Come on,
Alabama fans.
Come on, Alabama fans. I know we're doing a USF Watch Party pregame show here, but it's all about college football fans as the Crimson Tide beat Wisconsin 38-14. You guys better make some noise at this point. Seriously, I heard you guys saying "Roll Tide" the whole time.
Every time we score a touchdown.
Every time we score a touchdown, right?
Every time we score a first down.
Yes, love it. I love the energy here. Love it. So what do you think? I know they lose to Florida State because, like I said, I'm a Florida State fan. That was disappointing.
I feel sorry for it.
Well, that's okay. That's okay. Now I'm changing over here, being a USF Bulls, being credentialed, doing USF watch parties at this point. But what do you think of the coach there? Has he rectified the ship, in your opinion?
No.
Or is he still on the hot seat?
He's still on that.
Still on the hot seat. Yeah?
And I'm going to be honest with you.
Yeah, Steve.
I played 12 and I coached 5 years.
Go ahead,
If you
get a little bit.
talk
Yeah.
to any people, guys that played the sports,
Okay.
they love a coach that yells at them.
Okay.
Why? Because them are the coaches during the game are yelling at the referees for penalties they have called that's showing to the players, hey, this guy got my back.
Right.
You know, they don't like the guys that are quiet. And I'm not saying they're not a good coach, but they don't bring that intensity, the guys that are quiet.
Correct. Well, he may be on the hot seat. I think Billy Napier for the Florida Gators, he could be on the hot seat at this point. Tough matchup versus LSU in Death Valley. So hopefully for your sake, you know me who I'm rooting for today. It's USF versus Miami. What do you think about that matchup?
I think the difference between last week with playing Florida, Miami saw that USF went in there.
Right.
They're gonna be ready for you.
You're gonna be ready.
So it's gonna be a tough game, I think. For
you don't
USF.
think they're gonna be looking forward to? I believe Florida plays them, and then Florida State. So Miami has a tough go. You don't think they're gonna be looking ahead? You think they're gonna respect USF?
I think. Well, USF just went into Florida and beat
them,
Florida.
upset them.
So they're gonna look at them first.
Yes.
Besides looking at Florida.
Right. Okay.
So.
All right. Good stuff, man.
All right, man.
Appreciate it. Like and subscribe to the Sports Web on YouTube. I gave you my card. Friend me on Facebook at Peter H. Blake. And don't be a stranger here. And I'm still waiting for your Alabama Crimson Tide. Tell them to come over here.
They've already left.
They already left.
They
already left. All right, Steve. I appreciate it, man.
All right, man.
Thanks a lot
No
for
problem.
coming here to Tampa Joe's 9316 Anderson
thing.
Road. Yes.
Roll Tide, roll.
Roll Tide. I'll say it for you. Roll Tide, okay? That's it. That's all you're getting from me today.
You've been saying that all day. I love
Well,
it.
I've been saying it for you guys to pump you guys up, to keep you here. And we'll continue to show up here and support you college football fans because, listen, Alabama has a great tradition when it comes to the Crimson Tide, Roll Tide, great coaches, Nick Saban, everything like that. So and Bear Bryant, of course. So we're going to support you here on the Evolution of Sports Talk Television, my friend. All right?
Sounds great.
All right. Thank you very much. Appreciate you, Steve. All right, don't go away from my headphones there. You got my headphones on there. Look at that food. Does that look good? It's all
great, man.
that's all my food right there. All my food. It's not yours. There's one thing I don't play around with, my friend. That's about food. Now, open phone line 727-255-0391. It's 727-255-0391. I tell you what, let's get out to Frankie. We'll call him back. That's what we do here on the Evolution. I don't want to be rude. I know people want to talk. I know people want to have something to say that's on their mind, whether it's about your USF Bulls playing the Miami Hurricanes or if it is the Tampa Bay Buccaneers playing the Houston Texans on Monday Night Football. Frankie from Wisconsin, go ahead, my friend.
Hey, how's it going?
I'm pumped up.
Dude,
I mean, listen, it's Saturday.
Great seeing
yes.
Great seeing the Roll Tide fans popping up there in Tampa. That's
they
awesome.
are. I mean, they got a watch party here, and we're all about that here at Tampa Joe's.
Exactly, dude. You know, when you had the manager on, there was a part of me that wanted to start talking, going, but do you have garlic parm wings?
Well, of course they got garlic parm wings. That's one of my favorites. But, you know,
dude, that is my favorite.
This is like the key to my heart. You know, you
garlic parm or lemon pepper, those are the wings.
Bring me wings. Bring me food. I'm a happy person. I'm a happy guy. And you got college football all around you. Once again, to update the score, we're getting ready for Georgia and Tennessee, and also here USF versus the Miami Hurricanes, the 18th ranked USF Bulls versus the Miami Hurricanes, number 5 in the nation. We'll get back to talking about that. But what's on your mind, Frankie?
What's on my mind is, number one, I literally looked at the schedule, and I'm going to put out a bold freaking statement. Okay. I looked at Tampa's schedule, and I know our roster. I'm predicting 14-3, and we're at least getting to the NFC Championship.
14-3. So 14-3 for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. You love Ibuka. We already made you say it 3 times, so maybe he'll definitely appear on Monday night. Why do you think it's 14-3?
I definitely think he will.
Why do you think it's 14-3?
Why do I think dude, our schedule looked like in my opinion, we have the most dominant receiving corps.
Yeah.
In football.
Right.
Bucky Irving is going to be like, hey, the only reason I didn't get Rookie of the Year is because of Jaden Daniels. We're going to see that action.
I'm going to eat one of these fries.
Not to mention Baker Mayfield. There is a reason he was the first overall pick in 2018, and he showed you last year what he can do. And now we got Emeka Ibuka on there. Dude, seriously, the Buccaneers they're going to make people go, oh, there is a team. There is a third team in Florida. Yeah, there is a third team in Florida, and we're going for another trophy. We're going to take another ring. Deal with it. And Baker's going to be the guy that's going to get us the ring. We ain't going for another quarterback. Baker is our guy.
Baker's the guy.
I literally was like going, like literally the year we picked up Baker, the year after Brady, I said, well, I guess we're trying to go for the first overall pick and get Drake May. That literally, which I would have been okay with having Drake May in Tampa.
Well, forget about number one quarterbacks. You got a franchise quarterback here in Baker Mayfield. Enough with that talk.
Definitely,
What were you most surprised about with the Bucs' victory over the Atlanta Falcons on the road?
Honestly, the most thing I was surprised about was Atlanta moving the ball as well as they were.
Right.
I was like, we got to step up. Like, literally, I thought we addressed every single issue on our defense, and they were moving. I'm like, dude, our defense has to step it up. And I agree with our other caller that was before me that he can see Jamel Dean on the chopping block on the trade block. I could see that happen.
Well, it certainly seems like it's possible. He's going to be challenged by Benjamin Morrison, who most likely will make his debut on Monday night. You already have Jacob Harris, and then you also had Dean take a pay cut, about $8 million. So the writing's on the wall. I think the writing's always been on the wall, and Dean wants to prove himself either with this team or set up the opportunity to go into free agency and be with another team at the end of the day. All right, what else, Frankie?
Oh, that's about it, man. I wanted, last thing I want to say before I let you go and get them Roll Tide fans and the Bull fans up in there.
Yes.
Is honestly, even if Godwin is healthy week 3, I don't want to see him until week 5 or week 6. I don't care.
Well, I know. Why take the chance? Why take the chance at the end of the day? A lot of people want to go rush Godwin back. Right.
Like, I'm sorry, there's no more no risk it, no biscuit anymore. Okay,
right.
We got to play it safe.
Right. All right, man. I love it.
Man, I just love calling you. Love talking Buccaneer football because I'm all by myself.
Well, we got to get you. Listen,
surrounded by those Packer fans,
I get it, and we got to get you to adopt the USF Bulls. How about that? You watch the game today, you give up that Miami Hurricane nonsense, and you become a USF Bulls fan.
No. I said if I had to root for a team, it would probably be the Canes because of Warren Sapp.
All right, well, I got this for you.
That's good enough to suck right there.
Tom doesn't agree with you at this point. All right, Frankie, appreciate the call. Use the second one if you want to, my friend. All right.
All right, man. Have a great day. Enjoy the games and enjoy the wings.
Absolutely. I will enjoy the wings. I will enjoy the food here at Tampa Joe's. Appreciate you as always. We'll see you on the halftime and post-game edition. All right.
All right, man. Take care.
All right. Good stuff there. We'll give him this. Open phone line, 727-255-0391. It's 727-255-0391. I want to get out because, again, we want to call our callers here. I don't know who this is, but we're gonna test this out because I want to talk to Bulls fans. I want to talk to Bucs fans. I want to talk to Tampa Bay sports fans. I want to talk to college football fans here live on the evolution of Sports Talk Television as I'm getting ringing right now. This is an Alabama number, so I don't know who this is. So I'm taking my chances. All right, so can't do that. Let's go out to this guy. I know what he wants to talk about. He wants to kind of kill the mood here by talking about the Tampa Bay Rays. So I guess I'm going to go out to him and see what is on his mind. Already I know what's on his mind. Is he there? Joe Sway, welcome to the Evolution. You call me up, I call you back. What's on your mind today besides depressing me with this Tampa Bay Rays nonsense of not being on TV at this point? What's on your mind today?
Oh wow! First of all, I didn't think he was gonna call me back since I did mention the Rays.
I called you back. Yes, I call you back. I call everybody back.
It's pretty much over for the Rays, but that's not my point, Peter.
What's your point?
Here's my point.
What's your point?
And you had on the general manager of that bar there.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure you didn't press him on the fact that so it's a sports bar, right?
They show Rays games here, but they're not showing the Rays game today. I don't believe it is on TV at this point. Plus, there's college football.
It's on FanDuel. FanDuel has it, right? They have it.
They may have it, and you can get it on here. They're not anti-Rays. Stop throwing that nonsense out here that they're anti-Rays. They're not anti-Rays. They just have college football on because
they just anti other sports when football
they're not
is on.
Anti-sports of anything. They're giving people what they want. You have Alabama Crimson Tide fans.
If I was to go over there, I want to see baseball.
Well, get over here and watch baseball. Stop saying you're going to come over here and get over here. So what else?
Well, actually, Peter, I'm actually at Raymond James Stadium right now. There's a concert going on, and I'm about to work it. So I can't because I got to make money. You know how that goes.
I get it. What concert was playing this weekend there?
You know what? I don't even remember the name.
You don't know the concerts?
Wait, hold on. I got you. Wait.
All right, help me out here now, Joe Sway. You're killing me with not knowing this stuff.
Listen, I don't keep up with music and stuff like My Chemical Romance.
My Chemical Romance.
My Chemical Romance.
The Black Parade. Absolutely no Chemical Romance. Well, who are you talking to here? I used to be a DJ. I know all these music groups. Love a little Chemical Romance.
You know what? You got me on that one because I've never. I didn't think that they would be playing concerts when the Buccaneers are now in season. So this is a surprise to me.
First, the Bucs are not here. They're on the road. Second, there is an interest in My Chemical Romance because they have some great songs. As always, there's some great fans out here. Just like Tampa Joe's. You want to watch football? You watch football. You want to watch Alabama Crimson Tide? You watch it. You want to watch USF football? You watch it. You want to watch the Tampa Bay Buccaneers? You watch it. You want to watch the Tampa Bay Rays? They got it for you. It is a great atmosphere, great fun. Once again, great food. As I'm just waiting, chopping.
I don't want to be shunned away because
you're not going to be.
Like, hey, where's the Rays game at?
Oh my goodness, you're not going to be shunned away, my friend. All right, what else is on your mind?
Really, just that. I mean, yes, it's exciting for the football team for USF to be good again, or at least good. Period.
Great, and story of college football at this point.
And I told you on one of the last shows you was on. I am an alum, so I'm kind of like, from a far distance, kind of like, okay, cool. I check the scores. I don't watch the games obviously because weekends I work.
Right.
Okay. I don't have the luxury of the majority of people around here that only work during the week and not on weekends to watch football all the damn time, every weekend, especially around this time of year, because I work. There's baseball to be worked. There's other gigs that I do. I do Uber. I do Lyft. I do all that shit. So I ain't got time to be sitting around watching that sport all day long.
That's what we say when we say that S word. You don't have to say that, but I get it. I definitely get it. I'm the same way, my friend. That's why you got to tune into the evolution of Sports Talk Television. We got your updates when it comes to football, of course.
That's why I'm here. I mean, yeah, and again, like I said, it's a little much with the whole football thing, but I'm not going to be too of a stickler about it because it is the season. I get it. That's America's thing, I guess. I would never understand it because, it's just America's thing. But
I guess it's not for you.
Other sports matter. Yeah. I'm here for the other sports. Other sports matter, and I know they matter to you too. But it's just a little too overload. Because like I said, you're at a sports bar gonna watch football. You're not ever at any sports bars watching baseball, doing live streams.
That's not true. That's not true. But the Rays don't give me that.
I followed you.
Okay, but
since I followed you. Yeah.
Okay. Well, we'll try to change that if the organization changes ownerships. Okay, and that's gonna happen here eventually.
And that's another thing I want to talk about, Peter. And yes, the Rays somehow don't, and I blame Sternberg for this too. The Rays don't have a community type of local community outreach.
Right.
Because I spoke to another prominent sports radio host that hosted shows on other radio stations and everything like that. And he was telling me that, well, I'm not credentialed with the Rays, so that's why I don't do reactions on, social media about the Rays as much, because he's not credentialed. Well, that's a problem, because how are our local sports, hosts and everything like that are not credentialed with the Rays? I think that's a Rays problem. It's more of a Rays problem, because I'm pretty sure you and others will be glad to be the correspondents and like credential media and stuff.
Absolutely.
Right?
Of course.
So
Absolutely.
So that's got to be the first and foremost thing, other than the stadium issue, that the new ownership needs to address.
All right, fair enough. I agree with you on that, and I think the new ownership will not only address that with community affairs, and we're all about the community when it comes to the sports web, not only giving out tickets for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, for USF Bulls, and eventually I would love to be credentialed with the Tampa Bay Rays, because you know me, I would bring the evolution of sports talk television. Give me some Wi-Fi, and I'll show you what the evolution of sports talk television is all about. Josue, I appreciate you as always, as we always get into a verbal debate here, but it's always fun. It's always good times, and don't be a stranger here. Use that second call if you like to, my friend, all right?
You know I still love you, Peter.
I know you love me.
Like you said, it's all fun and debating.
I know you love me. I know you come back. You always come back. You yell at me. You say I'm not doing this and doing that, and you always come back for more. So there you go, Josue. Appreciate the time. We'll go ahead and give you the Ric Flair. Woo! Good stuff there. Open phone line, 727-255-0391. It's 727-255-0391. Where are you at? It's Tampa Joe's 9316 on Anderson Road in Tampa with those quesadillas right there. We got some wing action. I was going to do it on air, but if I get into these wings right now, if I do that, it's going to be messy. So I don't have a co-host right now. I'm not going to go ahead and do that. I'm going to have to wait. So we'll see how this goes, because I'm getting real hungry. I had the Dunkin' Donuts coffee today, so I'm pumped up. I don't know about you Bulls fans. I don't know about you college football fans. I don't know about you Bucks fans, but phone lines are open. 727-255-0391. It's 727-255-0391. So JC says, go Canes. Christopher Cole, hey you. Yeah. Christopher O'Reilly, thanks a lot for tuning in to the evolution of sports talk television. We appreciate you. As people are walking in, and I was setting this up today, and they're like, what is this? And I'm trying to tell you, you're on camera. When you come out here, you're going to be on camera. I'm going to try to get you on camera. I'm going to try to get you to talk about your favorite college football team. And hopefully, more times than not, it's the USF Bulls. All right, so he absolutely is going crazy. Ben Parrish says, looks like good food. It is good food. Absolutely great. As people are walking in right now, as we're getting ready, it's 3:22 right now, getting ready for, once again, USF versus the Miami Hurricanes, the 18th ranked USF Bulls. Doesn't it sound great to hear that? USF being ranked, and if they win today, and I certainly think they have an opportunity to beat the Miami Hurricanes, as talented as they are. We heard this all throughout the last couple of weeks, whether it was Boise State being ranked, no chance for the USF Bulls to win that game, and they absolutely dominate Boise State, and then no chance for them to go up to the Swamp and beat them. Billy Napier, say whatever you want to. I don't know what he's thinking, passing on both of those downs on the last drive. Again, USF misses a field goal, 58 yards, but they're able to get the ball back. They're aided by some penalties, and then Nico seals the deal. Joe Sway says, you're going to tell him why the Rays game is playing. We already went through that. Again, come down here, whether you want to see the – I don't know. I don't know if Rays fans are still watching this team. I think it's highly disappointing when you lose the series to a Chicago White Sox team that's absolutely awful. And then you lose to the Cubs, which, by the way, Christopher Morel had a 3-run home run. Rays get up, and then they do what they always do, Tom Brady, right, which is blow the lead.
That's good enough to suck right there.
All right, so Joe Sway, football fans only apply, not if they're showing the Rays game and baseball in general. And Tim says the game is on TV in Bradenton. So there you go. Yeah. There you go. We'll go out to Instagram Live. Thanks a lot for tuning in here. How are you doing today, Ariel? Thank you very much. Premium, okay. Not buying any clothes from you at this point. So let's get back to it. Of course, the challenge today, Carson Beck against Bethune-Cookman, 45-3, 22 of 24, 267, and a pair of touchdowns. Of course, the former Georgia quarterback now leads the ACC in percentage, 77.8 through 2 weeks, and also ranking 5th in the conference in passing touchdowns with 4, with a passer rating of 175.64. So taking over from Cam Ward, of course, being the number 1 overall pick for the Tennessee Titans. So that's the first challenge for them. Also, Miami's defense, which Byron Brown performed well last week. Again, look at the numbers, 23 for 36, 263, 1 touchdown, including that game-changing play to Keyshawn Singleton in the third quarter, which has been the way that this USF Bulls team wins. It's usually in the third quarter where they turn it around, not necessarily the best first half, although their defense is able to keep them in it. They were able to keep them in it against the Florida Gators as a close game, and then they were able to keep them in it versus Boise State. So Keyshawn Singleton, 66 yards. Of course, USF takes the lead there, and then they get a safety. And then, give Florida credit. They go down and score the looked like the go-ahead touchdown. And once again, USF wins that game. But that's the challenge at this point when it comes to the Miami Hurricanes. 13.5 points per game through 2 games. An impressive victory over a top 10 ranked team in Notre Dame. So are the Canes back? Mario Cristobal, the last couple years, definitely has recruited well when it comes to NIL. When it comes to top athletes, they're 5-star, 4-star athletes. That's what it comes down to. But I think a big thing today when it comes to Cristobal, as we know, when is he going to make a game management situation? When is it not going to turn out in his way? When is he going to make that mistake? And if he does make that mistake, can Alex Golish and USF outcoach him? That's one of the matchups you're looking at. But again, this defense, 13.5 points a game, doing a great job. And of course, Byron Brown on the ground with his 17 carries for 66 yards. So a multifaceted quarterback. I still think this defense, they can get enough pressure on Carson Beck and they can force him into some turnovers. That'll definitely be one of my keys to the game. Of course, you can't turn over the ball. You got to win the turnover battle when it comes to this Bulls team, and they've been able to do that. In fact, you look inside the numbers, the Miami Hurricanes have 5 turnovers. They've caused 5 turnovers, and the Bulls had an interception last week and have gotten 3 turnovers, 3 fumbles. So is it really surprising that both of these teams are ranked at this point? No, because as much as people would like to rule out the Bulls have done it right. They've been able to, once again, not turn over the ball, play good, solid defense, say whatever you want to about the previous teams, but they were ranked. Do enough to keep their offense in the game when they have struggled, and then come up in those critical situations. And then, of course, Byron Brown being able to make those long plays, being able to have those runs. That's another question today, because we know that the offense goes through Brown as the quarterback, and, of course, they're a different team. But you got to run the ball. And that's exactly what USF was able to do last week as they rushed for 128 yards versus the Gators. So can they do that versus the Miami Hurricane stout defense, which, once again, is giving up 13.5 points a game? Open phone line, 727-255-0391. It's 727-255-0391, as we are about 30 minutes away. I believe it starts at 4 o'clock. I thought it was starting at 4:30, but let's go ahead and check that real quick. No, it's at 4:30. So we're an hour away from USF down in Miami versus the Miami Hurricanes, the 5th-ranked Hurricanes, and we'll see what USF can do. Let's go out to Christopher Cole here. Cubs winning 3-0 against the Rays. So there you go, Joe Sway. You wanted to watch the Rays there. You want an update? There's an update. So again, and this is a Hurricane team that went 10-3 last year. They came one win away from winning the ACC championship. So this is top competition. Will Alex Golish have this team ready to go? We shall see. Let's go out to Christopher Cole here. I'm watching the Cubs and Rays. I'm fixing to turn on the USF game. You probably should turn on the USF game. You should probably turn on football because it's a college football Saturday here on the evolution of Sports Talk Television. So there you go. Again, with Byron Brown, he's accounted for 9 of the team's 10 plays of 10-plus yards in a win over Florida, of course. That's where the offense goes around with. The players to watch when it comes to the Miami Hurricanes, not only are Carson Beck, but a Mark Fletcher Jr. He is the leading running back. So you look at the numbers last week with the USF Bulls. They allowed 133 yards. Can they slow down Mark Fletcher Jr., who had 152 yards and 2 touchdowns on 26 carries versus Bethune-Cookman? And I think that's the one thing that you have to be surprised with when it comes to this Bulls team. That's the biggest surprise, is not the offense, because we know that if Brown could stay healthy, which he wasn't able to stay healthy last year, that this defense has come to play, that this defense has given this team a chance to win. So Mark Fletcher Jr. will be a guy that the Bulls have to stop when it comes defensively. They also have a guy by the name of Jordan Lyle. He's expected back after leading the season opener. So they do have plenty of talent. And then redshirt sophomore Shamar Brown is also a player that you have to watch out for when it comes to that Miami Hurricane rushing game. Ruben Bain Jr., one of the best edge rushers in all of college football. That's going to be also the key. We always talk about it, right? Whether it's the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, no matter what, you have to protect your quarterback. And even though Brown is mobile, you know there's going to be opportunities for him to throw from the pocket. And we know that Brown has improved when it comes to his accuracy. He was able to complete that big pass to Singleton, which changed the complexion of the game. So that's a player that you're definitely going to have to watch out for the USF Bulls. Against that line is going to have to give him time to throw, and it's going to start against Ruben Bain Jr. 9 tackles already, 1.5 sacks, a forced fumble, and an interception through 2 weeks. So let's go out to the Greek here. Let's see. What do we got? Where's my shirt? Well, where are you at? I'm working on getting you a shirt at this point. By the way, a couple of weeks, it's my birthday. I'm getting you a shirt. I'll definitely get you a shirt. I'd be curious to hear from Harry the Greek and what he thinks of the chances of the Bulls pulling the upset, as it's 17.5 points, Harry the Greek. This is where I need you. This is where I want you to give me your analysis when it comes to being a handicapper extraordinaire. Are you taking this game? Because I know I teased you last week when it came to USF and Florida, as you did take Florida, did you not? And it didn't necessarily work out. So are you Harry the Greek? I'm calling out to you right now. I know you're doing your thing, but I want you to call the phone line here, 727-255-0391. It's 727-255-0391. I want you to call on the line and tell me, are you buying the USF Bulls? Are you taking the Miami Hurricanes in that 17.5 points? I got to hear from you. Again, 727-255-0391. It's 727-255-0391. Also, you look at it, right? So there's a reason why both of these teams are ranked. It's not just not turning over the ball, playing good football when it comes to up front, right? It always starts between the lines, whether it's offense or defensive line. Have some questions about that defense, although they fly all over the place, led by Jalen Schuler, who's been a big-time impact for this team, coming back from injury last year. You have Mac Harris all over the place. Can this line get enough pressure on Beck? Once again, going back to that statistic last week, 3 pressures when they don't blitz, so they may have to blitz. So you're wondering, can that back end do enough if you do blitz to have that one-on-one coverage? Will Miami's athletes take over? So I'm not hearing from the Greek. But I want to hear from the Greek. Are you buying the USF Bulls? I want to hear from you fans out there. Are you buying the USF Bulls? Do you think they can upset the Miami Hurricanes? 727-255-0391. It's 727-255-0391 as we're live here on Facebook, live on YouTube, live on Twitter and Instagram live from Tampa Joe's 9316 Anderson Road in Tampa. So on the offensive line, I'm trying not to butcher his name here. Francis Muaga, the junior right tackle, leads the way for Miami's offensive line. So there you go. So they've got some athletes. They've got guys, of course, and you would expect it. That's the only way these teams in college football get back to their prominence. That's the only way you start to see USF. And you can see this team buying into Coach Golish. A lot of talk this week about, if Golish wins this game or continues on this track with this Bulls team, that he would be a guy that would be a candidate for a bigger position like the Florida Gators if Billy Napier is on the hot seat, which I think he could be. I'm not ready to go there yet because you're only 2 years removed, which, by the way, we didn't get a chance to talk about, but congratulations to the new CEO of the USF Bulls, Mr. Rob Higgins, right there, which is phenomenal. What a great hire. That's a home run hire for USF. Because here's a Bulls graduate. Here's a guy, I believe, I heard this correctly, was on the Seth Greenberg staff at the time. So he's USF graduate. And then on top of it, you look at what he's been able to do in the Tampa Bay area, how to bring these events here to the Tampa Bay area. And what the thing that comes to mind for me, being a wrestling fan, a wrestling nerd, being able to bring WrestleMania, being able to bring the Royal Rumble, what can he do for USF? This is a home run hire for the Bulls. Open phone line, 727-255-0391. It's 727-255-0391. Going back to the turnover situation, USF has a plus 90-point differential, 146-56 in the third quarter. So that's where they make their hay. Of course, you don't want to get down at the beginning of the game because you know that the crowd is going to be in it. Say whatever you want to about Miami Hurricane fans, but they're going to get into this game. This is a huge game for them. I hope they're looking ahead. I hope they don't take the Bulls seriously, but I happen to think that Cristobal will have this team ready to go when the toe hits leather, as the great Gene Deckerhoff would say, of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers at 4:30 on the CW. So if you're trying to find the game there, CW at 4:30, Miami versus USF. So you don't want to get down. And you look back at the last year's game, USF was in that. And then eventually the athletes of Miami take over. And they win easily 50-15. Once again, Miami owning 6-1 in that yearly series when it comes to the Hurricanes versus the USF Bulls. And I see some Bulls fans coming in here. I want to hear what they have to say. I want to hear what you have to say. Go ahead and resetting it as we are less than 1 hour away from kickoff. The good news today when it comes to your Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Luke Gedeke back at practice. So it looks like the Bucs offensive line is going to be relatively healthy. What's your confidence level? We'll talk about that. It looks like Benjamin Morrison is going to make his debut. We talked about Jamel Dean restructuring. What did you think of that as we're live here at Tampa Joe's 9316 Anderson Road in Tampa? All right, so again, going back to it. If USF gets down early, don't fret because they're outscoring teams in the third quarter, 146-56 since the start of 2024. So how about that? They are tied for fifth among all FBS teams in that span. Again, Miami and USF are tied for eighth among all FBS teams with a +4 turnover margin on the season. Both are among 22 teams who have yet to lose a turnover in 2025. Again, the Hurricanes have 2 fumbles recovered and 2 interceptions, while the Bulls have recovered 3 of their opponent's fumbles. Again, intercepted Lagway last week against the Gators. So this is how you win games. It's very simple. No matter what teams are playing, you play good football, especially on the road. If you can get out and get a big play from Brown to Singleton, or if you can run the ball and you score early, are you able to take the crowd out of it? If you're able to take the crowd out of it, I think that's a big key to it. But you can't get down. But with all that being said, the third quarter has been where the Bulls have definitely changed the game when it comes down to it. And once again, turnover situation is always key for both teams. If you want to play winning football, you don't give good teams. And I definitely think the Bulls are a good team. They're a national darling. They were on college football today, whether it was ESPN, Fox Sports. It was good to see Coach Golish and once again the players, especially a Byron Brown, who I've compared to Cam Newton. I think he's got that type of ability where he's able to throw the ball at any point. He had to improve his accuracy. He's been able to do that. You look at the numbers last week, I think he would say that he would think he could play better than that. But he's been able to improve that. That's an important thing. And then on top of it, when he's on the ground, he's a tank. He's going to truck stick you. So let's see here. Congratulations to Rizzo on his retirement today. So, yes, Rizzo for the is it for the Yankees? He played for the Cubs, but for the Yankees there, retired first baseman for the New York Yankees. So congratulations to him, Christopher Cole. I know you're a big time fan when it comes to the Cubs. So there you go. All right. So we will definitely continue to talk about your USF Bulls. We'll continue to talk about your Tampa Bay Buccaneers. What's your confidence level? I throw that out there. I've thrown that out there every week against this team and the Houston Texans, who scored 9 points and lose to the LA Rams. What's your confidence level with this team going in there? Somewhat struggling on offense versus the Atlanta Falcons, only scoring 23 points, 260 yards of offense, and still being able to pull out a win here, as I think there are some Bulls fans. Come on. Come here. Come on. Come on. You got to come out here. You're a Bulls fan. You got to get on camera now. This guy right here, he's always around. He's a big-time Bulls fan. I'm going to try to get him on camera to get your thoughts today on what you think the chances are, once again, of this Bulls team to defeat the Miami Hurricanes. So there you go. All right. So what do we think, Bucs fans? What's the confidence level? What's the confidence level, Bulls fans, when it comes to this Miami Hurricane matchup? What's your confidence level? Do you have any predictions? 727-255-0391. It's 727-255-0391. Looking back at the game last week to get to know the Miami Hurricanes, not only Carson Beck, we talked about Mark Fletcher, 11 carries for 86 yards, 2 touchdowns, and Malachi Tony, 6 catches for 80 yards. Hi, you want to come on camera? Not really. Come on, camera. All right. No. You got to get right there in that seat. Put those cans on there. You see that food? Like I want to eat
that's
that.
What I'm coming for. I want to make you a drink.
You want to make me a drink?
I do.
Oh, what kind of drink you want to make me?
I'm gonna ask you. Do you like light liquor, dark liquor?
I'm not a big time drinker, but because you asked me, maybe I'll have. What do you suggest?
So I've got 2 in mind.
Okay.
So either I have like a dragonberry mojito with strawberries.
Okay.
Or I have an old fashioned that I would like to make.
How about a dragon mojito? We'll do that.
All right, we'll
okay.
Do it.
I got my root beer over here. I have to drive in a little bit, but you made me a drink. So go ahead. Tell everybody why they should come out to Tampa Joe's, 9316 Anderson Road in Tampa. What's the besides the atmosphere, besides having college football with all these TVs, great food here, what's the other reason to come out to Tampa Joe's?
We have signature drinks. We have
What's this drink contest? What's this?
We do. We have right now, we're doing a drink contest. Our bartenders have all made their own drinks.
Yeah.
So they came up with their own drink recipes, and they're all on our QR menus. So they can look at them, see what they want, and whichever one is selling the most is who wins our contest. So they're all pushing them. They're good.
Are you good? You're in the contest? What's your ranking? Are you number one at this point?
Well, I kind of write the menus. So
you write the
I might be
menus.
the top.
What's in the Dragon Mojito drink?
So we have in our Dragonberry Mojito, it's muddled strawberries, lime, mint, and then Dragonberry Bacardi and a little splash of Sprite in there.
Okay. Sounds good.
Yeah.
Sounds really good. What's a favorite drink besides that? What's the most popular thing here at Tampa Joe's?
We do a lot of old fashions. Our signature old fashioned is pretty good.
What's the old fashioned? Because I don't know.
Okay.
I'm not a drinker, so go ahead and educate
personally,
me.
my favorite old fashioned we do here is called the sweet and smoky old fashioned.
Okay.
I actually use Jack honey in it, so it's Jack honey, the bitters, and it's just like a little bit sweet. Got the orange in there, cherry. It's good.
Nice.
If you're a bourbon drinker, it's good.
I've never really had bourbon before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's good stuff.
Good stuff. All
Yeah.
right.
All right.
Good stuff. What's your name again?
Ellie.
Ellie.
Yes.
All right, Ellie. Thanks a lot for coming on the Evolution of
Yeah,
Sports
of
Talk
course.
Television. Appreciate
All right, I'll
you.
get you your drink.
All right, there we go. We're gonna have a drink. I need a drink at this point because your Bulls fans and your college football fans and your Bucks fans haven't shown up today. I mean, you guys are really, really quiet at this point, so I don't know what's going on, but we'll definitely continue. Look at who decided to come out. My favorite guy right now, as you got a chance to watch last week, as we were trying to get the shot at the Swamp. We had the shot at the Swamp, and then Mother Nature decides to try to make the Swamp a real swamp with it raining there. So we did the post-game show live outside there in Gainesville after USF's huge monumental victory. I was talking to former quarterback Matt Grothe. We're going to try to get him on the Evolution of Sports Talk Television. All right, I'll give you 1 minute here. Again, if you don't know who that is in the background, that's Travis Faley of Rocket Sports and Entertainment. But going back to it, talking to Matt Grothe. Right, 2007. What was it, number 2 overall? They were number 2. They defeat West Virginia. That team could be this team right now that we're talking about. If they beat the Miami Hurricanes today, how far do they go up? Are they a top 10? Are they a top 5? Do you think there's a legitimacy if they do beat the Hurricanes? They could be top 3. Open phone line 727-255. 0391 at 727-255-0391. So working on getting him on the show here eventually, which will be great. I want to get more USF fans out there. I asked her to come on. She's going to come on here eventually and talk about why you should get down here to Tampa Joe's, 9316 Anderson Road in Tampa. So we talked about ball security. The 17.5 is at our Bulls fans. Do you think that's disrespectful with the 17.5 point spread there for the Miami Hurricanes? As I'm going to have Travis Faley. We're wearing white today. Well, you got the memo, huh? You got the memo, Travis Faley? You got the memo. All right. So we're on with Travis Faley. You see the food right now. It's beautiful. I've been tempted.
Why do you think I came here today? It wasn't to hang out with you and talk Bulls football. It was to eat food from Tampa Joe's, baby.
That's what I'm talking about. And they don't play around. We just had Brennan here. I think we're about 30 minutes ago talking about all the great food. You have flatbread pizza. I know you're a flatbread pizza fan. Healthy for you. Of course, you got some wings. I'm going to eat
talking
these.
About my body type right now.
No, I'm talking about your eating habits.
Telling me
no,
that I need to eat flatbread pizza to keep myself
I'm not
in
talking
shape?
about anything like that. I am talking talking about that. Travis Feely of Rocket Sports and Entertainment. Going to move in just a little bit there. I don't want to cut you.
Well, I'm trying not to get the mic cord all over the lovely food that we got kicking over here.
Well,
Are these the peach wings?
They are not the peach wings. But I need you to move in just a little bit because I want people to. It's okay. You'll be all right there. Just move in.
Peter,
you've been on camera.
Am
before.
I a rookie? I don't think I'm a rookie or a Wookiee. My dog looks like a Wookiee, but I don't look like a Wookiee.
Well, we need to set up that camera. You need to move in just a little bit more.
Oh, I don't want to get so close to you.
Get a little closer as we get ready for USF.
Now, don't be shy.
Don't be shy. Travis Feely of Rocket Sports and Entertainment. Thanks a lot for joining me here at Tampa Joe's as we get ready for not only USF versus the Miami Hurricanes, Alabama today, taking care of business. In your opinion, let's go around college football here. Billy Napier loses, of course, to the USF Bulls last week, playing LSU. Do you think he's on the hot seat at this point, in your opinion? Not only with, I think he's 20-20 his overall record, but with the decision making as a college football coach, do you sense that he could be, if they do get their doors blown off by LSU, which is a very talented team, that he could be on the hot seat?
Well, I think he's on the hot seat right now, Pete, especially when you got 70,000 strong last weekend out in Florida at the Swamp yelling, "Fire Billy Napier," through the halls as we were carting our equipment around.
Can we tell this story really quick? Let's tell
I don't
this
think
story.
it's worth it.
Well, it is worth it.
It's not worth it.
Let's tell the story. So we get permission to once again do the shot.
And nobody cares.
Well, everybody cares because they watch the evolution of sports talk. So we get permission to do it. Nobody could tell us where a damn elevator is. I think we asked about 3 people there. They work there as security guards. Nothing against you guys. You must have been off that night or in a fog because you didn't expect USF to beat the Florida Gators there at the Swamp. We can't find an elevator to the field. Finally, we're able to get on the field because we have to go through the stands at the end of the day. And then we get on the field and it starts to rain. And you tell me it's not worth it. And I'm like, come on, let's do it, Travis Feely. But you were right. And what we go through here, we're walking around the whole stadium and we're going through all these rabid Florida Gator fans. And you're exactly right. They're saying, fire Billy, fire Napier. And we go through the bands. Tell the story on the band.
Well, Peter's just walking through, and there's literally 200 band members there blocking our path. And I'm like, Pete, are you going to tell them to move, or are you just going to, throw a shoulder into him and knock all these kids over, which he was trying to do, which was rather amusing. You guys would have loved to see that. But,
yes.
Sometimes you just got to raise your voice, and you project. People have a tendency to move. But, hey, how's everyone doing out there? Have you been out to Tampa Joe's? Uh-oh.
We got some breaking news here, guys.
Ruh-roh.
This is good breaking news. According to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, yours truly will be credentialed against the New York Jets. So thank you very much to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in collaboration with the JP Peterson Show.
Hey, that's great. That's not only great. You guys provide such quality content talking about the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. We're trying to do the same thing with the USF Bulls. We've been covering this team for 15 years now, and we've seen the highs and the lows. And lately there's been some lows, everyone, and everyone knows it. But the new stadium is getting ready to be built. It'll be up in 2027. I'm completely ecstatic about that and ready to continue covering this USF Bulls, and it's only going to get better, ladies and gentlemen.
Travis Feely of Rocket Sports and Entertainment. She made me a drinker, so I'm going to try this on air. I told everybody I'm not a drinker. So, once again, this is the Mojito what? What is this? Bacardi. Okay.
It looks like a strawberry mojito, and it looks fantastic.
It does look fantastic, so I'm going to go and try it. Okay. I like that. That's good.
Try that.
Yeah, go ahead.
I drink these things regularly. I'm gonna put a high quality.
And listen, I don't care what you think of me. I'm not a big drinker, but that is a damn good drink right there. Victory! Love it right there.
I drink mojitos regularly, and that is fantastic.
Thank you very much.
highly suggest
Appreciate it. Thank you very much. The dragon fruit. So, and they got great specials going on here. They got a contest going on. So get down here. Tip your bartenders, tip your waitresses, and watch USF versus the Miami Hurricanes. And it seems like, and I put this out there, that USF finally getting the respect because How long have you covered this team, by the way?
I just said it, 15 years.
15 years. Okay. So let me put this in context because you could go all the way back to 2007. I was talking to Matt Grothe. We're going to get him on the evolution. At that point, some great wins against West Virginia, being number 2 ranked in the country.
We know the last time they were ranked 18th and they went up against a number 5. That was that West Virginia game where they beat West Virginia.
Correct.
So,
Doesn't it seem like it's, I don't know, like I don't want to say, what's the word? Deja vu. Deja vu all over again. Do you sense that with Alex Golish coming into his 4th year at this point, coaching this team? They seem like they're bought in. The defense has improved. Todd Orlando's crew there. I think that's probably the biggest surprise at this point. And, of course, Brown being healthy and Jalen Schuler, the defensive leader of this team, being healthy.
He's been fantastic. And you got to love it when guys fly around to the football. They're tackling well. And if it wasn't for this defense just holding tight last week, they played another phenomenal game, just like they did against Boise. Things might be a little bit different today. I'm not going to be Debbie Downer. I'm not looking for I would love to see the Bulls win, but they're going up against the number 5 team in the country, and they're there for a reason. They are monsters on the offense and defensive lines. They got a great quarterback in Carson Beck. I mean, Beck's 26-3 in his career as a college quarterback. I think things are going to be a little bit different this week from the quarterback position comparing Beck to last week from the Gators.
Yeah, no, I agree with you on that. And I think it comes down to what? It comes down to pressure. And there was a statistic thrown out there, and I keep on going back to this. And I don't want to sound like a broken record, but only 3 pressures when you're not blitzing. So that could be a problem. So you're definitely going to have to get more pressure on Beck. If not, he's going to pick you apart like Bethune-Cookman. I think this defense has improved. You got to change up the look.
You're talking Bethune-Cookman, man.
Right.
I mean, come on.
Right. Well, you got to get pressure on Beck. You got to get pressure on Langway. You got to get pressure on Beck, and you got to do it besides the blitz. Do you think USF can do that, in your opinion?
It's going to be tough, Pete. We talk about 4 stars, 5 stars, and 3 stars, and Miami's loaded on both sides with 5 stars. And 5 stars is, you guys understand what that means. These guys are the best of the best, not only in this community or in this state, but it goes all the way across country. And Miami, that is still a destination for kids all across the country to go down there and play football, and they get recruited from all over the country. So, it's going to be very interesting. And to me, it's going to be more game for USF. I mean, the weather is supposed to be 45% chance of rain, but it does look like it's nicer out there. It's right now it's 82. Game time is going to be 88 on the field with about a 70% chance of humidity. Both of these teams playing these elements, so I don't think it's going to have much of an effect, especially if Bullish does his hurry-up offense. Sometimes you have to pull back on that clock, man. Sometimes you have to give your starters a rest, and not your starters, but your defensive guys a rest, and consistently pushing that ball with your offense. If you go 3 and out, you go 6, 7 and out, your defense is going to be back on that field again, and they might struggle against this monstrous, once again, offensive line for Miami and a quality quarterback back there that can hit his targets.
Well, we kind of talked about that. We're on with Travis Faley of Rocket Sports and Entertainment. It's the Sports Web. I'm your host, Peter Blake, your Rolex reporter. What time is it? It's my time. And, of course, for you Bulls fans out there, the Tampa Bay sports fan, it's your time. And, the tide is turned, if you will. Alabama Crimson Tide, bringing them up. They beat Wisconsin today, so their coach is safe.
Did you say it again?
Alabama Crimson Tide.
No, say it again. W-I-S.
Did I say it wrong again?
Yeah, there's no E in Wisconsin.
Oh, my God. All right. But the difference is they're able to turn around in the third quarter. That's where this team has been able to outscore. I think we're getting phone calls here, and I'm not hearing it. Hold on a sec here. We got a phone call from somebody.
I like the phone calls.
Now, it's family, so I don't know what he may be there at the Miami game. I don't know why he's calling me. All right, this is a cousin, so we'll see how this goes. Spencer.
Peter Blake?
Yes, it is. You're on the Evolution of Sports Talk Television. And let me ask you, Mr. Spencer, you're on with also Travis Faley. Are you down there in Miami right now watching the Hurricanes versus the Bulls?
So, Mr. Blake, I am not in Miami.
All right.
But I think the Bulls are going to take this one.
All right. Why do you think the Bulls are going to take this one? It runs in the family. Everybody was talking
so
football.
Awesome, man. They looked so awesome last weekend.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Yes.
You got the momentum.
they got the momentum at this point over Miami, in your opinion? Because I know you watch a lot of Miami football being in that area, right?
I do. But the thing is, I don't bring nonsense to the show, Peter. I just don't bring nonsense.
That's what I'm talking about. See,
this guy needs to call more often.
The Bulls, get ready.
More of him, less of me.
Prepare.
That's always.
Shut up and be quiet. All right. Thanks a lot for the call, man. Anything else here on the Evolution? All right. So family chiming in right now. That's always a good thing. Thank you, Spencer. Love you out there. We'll definitely have to get you on the show more to give us the Miami perspective. I guess the Dolphins looking like, yeah. I guess he's calling back again. I don't know what he's calling back for. He's not calling back. Okay. We're on a live show here, but that's my personal phone number. But
can we get a producer, please? Can we get a producer? Where's Ray Kennedy when we need him?
Well, Ray decided not to show up today.
Where's TJ? TJ's coming in a little bit, right?
And, Tom Brady didn't like Ray not showing up today.
That's good enough to suck right there.
But we'll have Best of the Bays, Tampa Bay, Ray Kennedy there, 4:30, absolutely 4:30. So we got about 31 minutes until game time at this point. I'm excited about
I got an update
this.
for that, too.
Go for it.
Well, instead of kickoff being right around 3:30, it's going to be 4:40.
4:40, okay.
Kickoff will be at 4:40.
Do we got a weather delay at this point? What's going on?
No, I think it's just waiting for the rest of the games to wrap up here.
Right.
Something like that, But, hey, let's talk a little bit about what's going to be important in this game. It's going to be coaching mistakes. Mario Cristobal isn't, known as a sideline genius.
No.
And Coach Golish caught a couple breaks last week once again with the clock management. People will talk about Florida having those two big penalties on the last drive of the game. Well, we can also talk about USF having a big penalty off that kickoff, Pete. Remember when that led directly to a re-kick where that led to Florida going down the field and scoring that big touchdown for them. And then obviously, USF comes down and kicks that game-winning field goal. And you got to be super happy, not only for the team, but for Martin Grammatica's family,
Nico,
and Nico,
yes.
And that just continues on through that lineage. It's an unbelievable story about just the American dream. I think you really have to put it that way.
You know what? I want to play this clip again because we continue to play it. I want to play it again in case you guys didn't see it. I think it's a great clip. You can hear how loud the swamp is. So let's go to that, and we'll be back here on the Evolution of Sports Talk Television live here at Tampa. Now, listen, you were down there, and you see how excited this program has been. This is probably the biggest win in Alex Golish's career. Go ahead, tell me.
It's not probably. It has to be.
Has to be.
When you beat a team that you're dogged by 17.5 points in their building in one of the toughest places to play, I'd have to say, I've been there a couple times now, and that electricity in that building and watching that team run into the middle of the field, and then later Alex Golish being able to celebrate that with his family right in the middle of the field, it was a really, really a special moment. Nico Grammatica jumping into his lineman's arms, and just it was a joyous moment for this team. And hopefully, and I believe Alex Golish let them celebrate on Saturday and Sunday, and they got right back to work on Monday. So, it's going to be a very interesting game today. I think a lot of it's going to have to do with gap integrity on the defense. They're going to want to come out and make plays like they did in the first quarter last week and gave up some space, and Florida was able to take care of that as far as or manipulate that with the running game. So it's going to be very interesting to see how the defense comes out for USF and if they're able to get any pressure whatsoever on Carson Beck.
Yeah, and I think that's the big time key for me, that you got to get pressure on him. You got to get him out of that comfort, if you will, and we'll go ahead and go with that right there. I like that. Yours truly, along with Travis Faley of Rocket Sports and Entertainment. You had a good moment or a personal moment with Coach Golish. Can you go back to that? Can you expound on that, what you saw with him congratulating his family being down there, and talk about this? Doesn't it seem like, once again, in your opinion, does Golish have some traits to the great Jim Leavitt, in your opinion?
I don't really have much to compare about that, Pete. I don't know either one of those guys as, personally. I've seen what I've seen on the field, and it really looks like the team really loves Golish and the message that he brings week in and week out. Levitt had a tendency sometimes to rub guys the wrong way, and you saw how that played out during his career, especially at the end of the tenure with USF. And, it's going to be interesting because there's a lot of questions about Golish and the way he runs that offense. And yes, they're having success, but you keep pushing and pushing that team. Sometimes it's going to break. And let's just hope that they can continue the success that they've had so far. I'm not looking for a big win today, Pete. I'm looking for more progress out of this team. I'm hoping that they keep it close. If they win, that's fantastic. If they compete and have a tough loss, that's a tough loss. But let's get ready for the conference because that's what really matters. You can play your hearts out on these 3 non-conference games and win all 3 of them. Yes, you'll move up in the rankings. But if you don't take care of business in the conference, then what was the season actually good for?
Makes lots of sense. And your open phone lines, if you want to talk about your USF Bulls, 727-255-0391. It's 727-255-0391.
Once again, we're getting back to ball control too, Pete. If you can get the ball to Alvin Isaac, who had a huge play, obviously, in the Florida game, really broke things open on that last drive. You have to be able to control the ball and control the clock. And that means Byron Brown is going to have to not only be able to get those bubble screens and complete them, but get the 5 to 7 yard passes that are gimmies. We see this not only in college football, but we see it in the pros too. My quarterback right now, Caleb Williams, is struggling with the
going back to that because I
Sure.
want to talk about that. I know we'll save it for Monday, but let's put it out there. Great start by Williams. New offense, of course, with Ben Johnson. Lots of expectations, and then the wheels kind of come off, if you will. Minnesota, Brian Flores being a great defensive coordinator, and they make the necessary adjustments. That offense didn't look good. Williams didn't look good. How concerned are you? Because we kind of text off air here, and you told me what about Caleb Williams?
He can't hit the layup. It's a problem. It's an absolute problem. His accuracy is very poor. He had guys open again, but once again, you looked at that play at the end of the game with DJ Moore going down the sideline. Everybody blamed Caleb on that, but if you watch the all-22 tape on that, DJ Moore actually broke the route.
Yeah.
So you're going to. That is one play, Pete. That is one play.
That's a throw you got to hit if you're going to be a franchise quarterback in this league.
But once again, everyone who looked at the all-22 said that was on DJ, not Caleb. But there was 9 other plays that you can actually put on Caleb. So once again, you have to hit the layup. This isn't rocket science. You have to be able to hit the 4 to 6 yard pass, not only in high school and in college, but obviously in the pros. And Caleb has struggled with that. So that's going to be very interesting in Ben Johnson's offense, that if you're not making that easy play, you're not going to be there. And unfortunately for Caleb, I've seen somebody make the easy play, read a defense, and move things around to the second and third read. And once again, that's everybody's favorite player on their team, and is Tyson Bagent, but who they've gave a 2-year contract for $10 million. So it's early, guys. It's early. Caleb's in a ridiculously difficult offense to learn. We expect as fans, especially in this day of age, instant success.
Yeah.
What do you want? You want progress. And that's what I said about this team early on when Johnson took over. We want progress this year. This isn't about making the playoffs. It's going, even if they go 7-10, 8-9, 9-8, they have the second toughest schedule in football. But, Pete, we're not here to talk about the Chicago Bears, and I can sit here and talk about them all day long.
We can talk about whatever you want to talk about when it comes to football.
Yes. There's some comparisons, though. Once again, we're talking about Byron Brown. And I think the Bulls have a much better first half last week and take control of that game early if he's able to hit the easy pass. And he struggled with that considerably last week.
I agree with you. And again, this is a third quarter team because they're outscoring opponents 146-56, which is tremendous. They did that in Boise State. You get the fake punt there. You get the big play in the Florida game to Singleton for 66 yards, which changes the complexion, and then followed by a safety. But you can't get off to a real slow start because Miami is so talented. You've got to stay in this game. Your defense has to stay in this game. And that's what it comes back to, getting pressure on Beck and being able to stop those easy plays, those plays that he had against Bethune-Cookman, 22 for 20. I get it, it's Bethune-Cookman, but impressive, 22 for 24. And you can't give up big plays. If you're USF, we always know about tempo because they run tempo with Brown. Do you slow it down a little bit? Do you go for fourth down because you're on the road, you got nothing to lose? I get it, you're ranked. If you're Coach Golish, what do you do?
Well, like we were talking about earlier, I think you have to slow this game down a little bit.
Okay.
If you're having success, but Golish doesn't want to slow the game down.
Right.
He wants to run the most plays offensively every week out of any team in college football. That's just the way he runs the show. But that's not an old schooler. I'm old. Like me, thinks, when you need to pull the clock, you need to stretch that clock out, you go. You do it. You slow things down, run the clock. You got a good offense over there in Miami that's going to be able to put up points. They're gonna wear out your defense from an offensive line standpoint and push guys around. They're going to need time to recover. And once again, that goes right back to Byron Brown and this USF Bulls offense on being able to sustain drives and keep the clock going. And they're going to need 2 huge chunk plays. And that's one of the things that Brown has struggled with throughout his career is that deep pass. It took him 5 or 6 passes last week to finally put one together down the field. And it's very interesting when you're on the field and you're watching the game and you see things a little bit differently on how far a ball actually is away from the target.
Yeah.
You see it on the field. Yeah. On screen. Yes. But when you see it and the guy is wide open and you're missing him by 5-10 yards on a wide open play when you got a clean pocket, that's a considerable problem. And those big chunk plays change games.
And I just wonder, and again, you gotta eliminate those big plays, which you were able to do against the Florida Gators. You got to do that versus the Miami Hurricanes. Very talented. We know about the athletes. You talked about Mario Cristobal. You talked about Alex Golish. It comes down to special teams. Going back to our guy, Nico Gramatica. He misses that 58-yard field goal, but you feel like if the Bulls give him another opportunity, that he's going to make it. And sure enough, he does. 5 out of 6. 52-yarder. He can become a weapon. It's always about 3 phases of a game. It's offense, defense, and special teams, especially for the USF Bulls, right?
And and Alex Golish, once again, I'm sort of going to contradict what I just said. By him running that offense and running all those plays, by the end of the game, Florida was gassed.
Yeah.
They were gassed on that last drive, and you saw it on those running plays at the end of the game, getting them down to, I believe, the 3-yard line for a 20-yard field goal, Pete. Florida had a chance to step up and make them kick a long field goal, and they didn't do it. They were able to keep moving the ball down the field. I thought Golish was going to try to punch it in, but he didn't. He did the right play. He had Byron Brown move over to his right a little bit, set up Nico for the game winner, and once again, fantastic moment for this USF team and the USF fans and family.
And again, we're on the evolution of Sports Talk Television. It's the Sports Web. I'm your host, Peter Blake, along with Travis Faley of Rocket Sports Entertainment here live from Tampa Joe's 9316 Anderson Road in Tampa. I just saw the media icon, Mr. TJ Reeves of the Buccaneer Radio Network. I also think I saw Kevin O'Donnell, retired sports broadcaster for Channel 13, in the building at this point.
So get them up here. Say hi.
I know. I know they're out there. So we'll do that. Let's go ahead and go out to the comments. I'm right. Hi, Peter. Go Bulls. Absolutely go Bulls. Yes, go Bulls. I know you love that. The Evolution. Absolutely. We the Thunder. Tampa Bay Lightning podcast. Love that stuff right there. Oh, man. How about the 3 big W's in a row for USF? Let's say they do this, and I think there's certainly a possibility they could do this because maybe Miami is overlooking them. Where do you rank them? Look in your crystal ball. Are they a top 10? Are they a top 5? The great J.P. Peterson said this on Powers on Sports podcast, Jason Powers. They should be the number 1 team in the country. If they defeat Miami today, do they have a case to be the number 1 team in the country on the fact that you've beaten 3 ranked football teams and have the toughest schedule in college football?
I hate the rankings first and foremost.
Right.
I hate the rankings
Right.
across the board.
By the way, did you
hate it.
catch the lady that was doing the AP rankings? I'm trying to think of what her name was, but when she got on video, it was a complete embarrassment. How she said that she ranked Florida ahead of USF even after USF beat Florida. It didn't matter. Go back to that. What do you think of an AP voter saying, "My only job is to watch college football"? And I can't even get that right, and it doesn't matter because it'll all work out in the end.
Well,
should she be stripped of having an AP vote?
Pete, I'm never going to say anybody should strip. I mean, I'd like to see some people strip, but that lady, I'm not too sure. I know that. That was a considerable stretch, and I will admit it. Absolutely. No, Pete, what's the first tiebreaker? What's the first tiebreaker all the time? Head to head.
Right.
So, I don't think she's taking that into account. Like I said, I don't know what this lady's credentials are. She has a vote, but, there's a lot of other people that are out there that should have a vote that doesn't, or that don't, I should say.
I agree.
So,
like a guy like you should have a vote. You know why? Because you take it seriously. You actually watch college football. And speaking of college football right now, we have an upset brewing. Tennessee is up on Georgia 14-7. Of course, Alabama takes care of Wisconsin today 38-14. And later on,
I can't even look at you anymore.
Why?
WIS. There's no E in Wisconsin.
I'm just going to say Badgers from now on.
There you go.
I hate you.
Badges.
Badges.
Just thinking Badges.
It's a Badges. So we were talking to Alabama Crimson Tide fans here. They had a watch party here in Tampa at Tampa Joe's, so it was very cool.
What movie?
It
was the Wolverines that was in that great movie with
Red Dawn.
Exactly. Thank you.
Very good.
I was thinking Badgers for a second there, but actually it's
the
Wolverines. There you
yes.
go.
Michigan having their own problems at this point with their coach suspended. By the way, you got a chance to interview him at the ReliaQuest Bowl because I was wearing red. He thought I was automatically with Alabama. He looked at me, shook his head, just like you do sometimes when we do this show together.
Sometimes.
Yes, I got to take a drink here. I want to get some of that right there because I'm not a big drinker.
Peter Blake should not have alcohol.
Well,
let me just put that out there for the show. But let's get back to Byron Brown a little bit. Kid hasn't had an interception since 2023. Yeah, he had some injury issues last year, but hey, 2 games, no turnovers for Byron Brown at this point. You have to be able to take care of the ball, and you take care of the ball, good things happen.
Well, it's all about, not turning over the ball. Like you said, I mean, it's very simplistic. No matter what team is playing, as you're drinking my drink, so that's a good thing because you don't want me to have that whole thing. I still got to drive home, but we got some hours to go. But you're exactly right. It's about the turnover differential, the turnover margin. The Bulls are not turning over the ball. They're playing smart football. Offensively, sometimes it's tough to watch. The rhythm of the offense is a little bit too fast. I think they should slow down, like you said. But that's their offense, and I think they're going to take some chances today because you really do have nothing to lose. Nobody thinks you're going to win these first 2 games of the season. Nobody thinks you're going to win against Miami. So you take those chances to see if you can pull out an upset and shock the nation at this point.
Even take some shots today.
Yeah.
Take some shots, open up the field. That's going to open up the running lanes for Byron Brown. You have to be able to do that because if they squish you up through the middle and you're not able to either go to the sideline, go down to the 6-yard pass, 10 yards, move the ball down the field, they are just going to squish in on that defensive line, and it's going to make for a really long day, especially trying to run through the tackles for USF.
And they're showing right now Miami's last home loss was 2023 versus Louisville, who won. They won 8 straight at home. So the home field advantage is going to be there. You feel like the crowd is going to be there. Although I hate to down Miami football fans and Miami sports fans in general, but it's just like they just show up. Some of the fans there haven't even gone to Miami, and they just show up, and I don't know. It's just a weird city. It's more of a party city for me.
Well, when we went down there for the All-Star game, that's all for the MLB All-Star game a few years back. That's all it was. It was a party. Nobody cared about the game. But, hey, they want to have a good time down there. I'm not going to – hey, you want to go to a game? It's better than you sitting at home and not. I'd rather have fans in the stands supporting the team and bringing, revenue not only to the club but into the city. So that I'm all for. You want to go to the game. You want to go just have a good time. Just go do it. Just get out of the house, damn it.
Love it. Love it. Get out
of the house, damn it.
Go to Tampa Joe's, 9316 Anderson Road in Tampa. I'm your host, Peter Blake, your Rolex reporter, along with Travis Faley of Rocket Sports and Entertainment, as we are, 12 minutes away from the start time here. We'll be back for your halftime show and a little post-game edition. We may get the media icon who's sitting in the back there. If they can get this program going in the right direction in time, this amazing new stadium to open, watch out. I think they already got this program going in the right direction. To hire CEO Rob Higgins, what did you think of that hire? Is that a home run hire in your opinion?
100%, Pete. 100% that's a home run for this team. You hit that?
What a kick.
Wow, Georgia Tech
upsets Clemson 24-21. A 55-yard field goal, no doubt. I think it would have been good from 65.
Storming the field.
Yes.
Storming the field.
Love
Yeah,
that.
some games finishing up right now, getting ready to go into the second half of games here. Wow, Alabama just put it on Wisconsin today.
The Badgers. Yeah, that's all I'm going to say. Yeah, they look good. And we had Alabama fans here before. They kept on saying roll tide. It was getting them all riled up here with the PA in the back, getting that thing good. So that's good now. But going back to it, Higgins, home run hire, he's brought events here. They're going in the right direction. You lose Michael Kelly to Navy. I think he's done a great job hiring the late, great Coach Raheem there, a basketball goalish, has this football program going in the right direction. So Higgins, what do you think? You like that hire? And the new stadium, how important is that to get that new stadium? You saw the renderings. Looks fantastic.
You know what they're doing, what they've done over there since I've been in this community for around 35 years now, and what they've done over at USF as far as developing that university, not only for, academics, but for athletics, has just been amazing. It's almost even better than what Jeff Vinnick has done for the downtown community with the Lightning. I mean, these are top-notch programs. They're now hiring top-notch people in perfect spots to move the franchises forward. And I personally, Pete, I can't wait for that new stadium. I think it's going to have a completely different effect on attendance, more kids in there, more excitement. I mean, I'm really interested next weekend to see how this crowd comes in for a 12 o'clock Saturday start against South Carolina State. And even if they win, even if they lose, if they win today, the place is going to be probably packed. But even if they lose, I would love to see the crowd get out there, the kids get out there, and really start supporting this USF team, especially when they start getting into conference, because that's going to be the most important games going.
I see lots of green right now. USF Bulls fans filing in. I love that. I was out in Uber last night. I'm down there and USF right down the street, and I'm talking to some kids there, and I'm like, where do you go to a USF watch party? And they say, I don't know where you go. And I say, you go to Tampa Joe's. Give them out my card there on a Friday night. They're doing their thing, and this is where you go if you're a USF Bulls fan for away watch parties. Of course, we're fully credentialed with the Sports Web on the home game, so we got you covered on that, as you'll be my co-host.
We even went out to the Swamp last week for the away game.
Yes, we did. And then, of course, Bucks fans, we got you covered also for away watch parties, and that starts on Monday Night Football versus the Houston Texans. Bucks fans getting some great news today. We can talk about this. Luke Gedeke returning to practice. So it looks like relatively the Bucks are healthy at this point, besides Chris Godwin, Tristan Wirfs. A lot of people getting excited because they returned to practice. But once again, I don't think the Bucks are going to take any chances with bringing those players back too soon.
No, absolutely not. But what a great matchup for Monday Night Football once again. Two pretty good defenses, two pretty good offenses. You still got a young quarterback over there for Houston. It's going to be an exciting matchup. Two matchups once again on Monday night.
Chargers and Raiders.
What a great matchup there too,
Yes.
We're going to, the NFL has done really well. We brought this up before with the schedule so far in weeks 1 and 2.
Yeah.
And you look at the 4 o'clock schedule, even the 1 o'clock schedule with the Bears going up against Detroit. Ben Johnson going up against his own team up at Ford Field. You got the 4 o'clock, 4:15, 4:30, whatever it is. You got the Kansas City Chiefs against the Eagles. Everybody's putting money on the Eagles in that game. And that's making Patrick Mahomes an underdog.
How about that?
In Kansas City.
How about that?
You know what they call that, Pete? They call that a cha-ching.
Cha-ching?
I'm not a gambler. I play one on TV. But man, when you go with Patrick Mahomes as a home dog, man, I tell you, that could be the mortgage right there. Mahomes, Magic, mortgage. Sounds good to me.
Listen,
Put it on there, baby.
I know you're all about magic. I also know you're all about rock music. Ozzy Osbourne passes away. What did you think about that tribute on the Video Music Awards there with Youngblood, Aerosmith, Steven Tyler? What did you think of that whole situation? Did you like that?
I only caught bits and pieces of it because I'm not a huge Youngblood fan. It's sort of weird how this guy is sort of, Ozzy loved him, sort of came out of nowhere.
Yeah.
And next thing you know, he's like, really sort of, to me, he was sort of over the topping things with Tyler. And I'm a huge Aerosmith guy. Been that since I was probably 7, 8 years old. So it was sort of weird how, Youngblood was the primary and you got Steven Tyler and Cool Joe, as I like to call him.
Yes.
Love it. Joe Perry epitomizes coolness, So it was sort of a little weird. But hey, anytime that rock and metal can be out at the forefront in any of those kinds of award shows or whatever, I'm all for it because, they've always been the redheaded stepchild when it comes to, the Grammys or the VMAs, except for, back in the 80s when everything was about hair metal and rock. So anytime that can get out to the forefront, I'm in.
There was a rumor this week. I think Usher, I don't know if it's AI or not, so you have to check the sources. But I feel like it would be a slam dunk and a home run if the NFL had Metallica play the halftime show in San Francisco. And I believe that Usher said he would like to see Metallica play at the halftime show. Should the NFL, because the rumor has been it's going to be Taylor Swift. You're a music guy, promote your music site, what you do, because you do a great job, Travis Fadley at Rocket Sports and Entertainment. But Metallica at the halftime show in San Francisco, it seems like it makes sense to me. What do you say?
It's the biggest no-brainer. And how you work that is you bring in Lady Gaga to work with Metallica, who Lady Gaga loves Maiden. She loves Metallica. It would be a perfect synergy. It takes both sides, both different genres of music. You get the Gaga fans, you get the Metallica fans, you mix it together. It's a perfect Super Bowl halftime, and everybody's not in the kitchen eating. They're paying attention to the TV instead of getting the hell out of Dodge like it's been the last 15 years during halftime of the Super Bowl.
Nothing against hip-hop. I love hip-hop.
They're all
rap.
people are outside. They're in the parking lot. They're partaking in things. I don't know.
Yes.
You can't do at parties. They're doing things, having sex out in the parking lot, doing craziness during the halftime show instead of watching these awful halftime shows.
Love it.
And you know this, man.
I know this. We are about 4 minutes away from the start of the game here. I want to read the rest of these comments, and then we will get out of here. We hung with Miami last year in the first half, absolutely. But once again, the athletes took over 50-15. Once again, Miami leads the series 6-1 all time. Younghoe Koo is out on Sunday night, says Christopher Cole. Did you already make your picks on USF Miami? We have not. We'll save that at the end of the show. Saul Negron says, let's go Canes.
I hate you, Saul. I hate you, Saul.
Saul. The new stadium will be a game changer for USF. Playing at Ray J is cool, but doesn't help the program much. And Christopher Cole, Cameron Jr. just hit his 43rd home run to tie it back up to 4 Cubs and Rays right now. As we're still watching, but I think the Rays season may be over, but they still have a chance. It may be a Dumb and Dumber chance, but they got a chance.
Well, they've lost to some bad teams. I mean, even though the White Sox have been arguably, I think, a top 3 team since the All-Star break. They've had a better record than the Dodgers, the Astros, and the Yankees, I believe, at this point. So, things are looking up on the South side when they're usually pretty bleak. But, it's unfortunate for the Rays because we thought they were going to make a considerable run for at least a wild card, and it doesn't look like it's going to happen. But the Major League playoffs are going to be amazing this year, Pete. I think it's anybody's game, but the problem is the Dodgers are now healthy. And with that team up and down in the lineup, the pitching is getting better. And, hey, look, we transitioned over to baseball. The Dodgers have to be head and shoulders, as it stands right now, to win this World Series again and repeat.
Absolutely.
And I hate saying it because it drives me crazy.
$500 million. That's what happens when you spend that much money. New ownership for the Rays coming most likely next week. We got you.
What is taking so long? I thought that was supposed to be done in week 1 of September.
Patience, my friend. Patience. It's going to get done here. We're got 2 minutes away from.
We're not doing Guns N' Roses here, Pete. All right,
A little
we're
patience.
Not, no.
A little patience there. I love it. Love that song. That song is timeless. I love that song. All right, prediction time. Miami versus the USF Bulls. There again, 18th ranked USF Bulls versus number 5 Miami Hurricanes. What's your prediction?
Bulls cover 31-17 Miami.
All right, I like the Bulls in an upset. I like 24-21 USF Bulls with Nico Gramatica shocking the world. The momentum continues to go in the Bulls' favor. We'll be back at halftime for the great Travis Faley of Rocket Sports and Entertainment. I'm your host, Peter Blake, your Rolex reporter. What time is it? It's my time. And for fans of the sports web and the Tampa Bay sports fan, it's your time. We'll see you at halftime on the evolution of Sports Talk Television. As we always say on this show, go Bulls.